causality. Invariably, everything that happens in the future is caused by events in the past. However, it is hardwired in the structure of the quantum theory, governing the microscopic world and explaining the nature of matter, that, when left alone, the time of quantum mechanics is strictly a-causal. It is governed by the mathematical principle of unitary time evolution that prohibits any form of information processing. Finally, when the macroscopic and microscopic realities meet, the grand mystery called the collapse of the wavefunction kicks in. I will highlight the ideas introduced by the famous Penrose, that the collapse is also rooted in the conflicting roles of time in general relativity and quantum theory, where one may argue that gravity will destroy the unitary evolution on some mesoscopic scale. I will then review some very modern ideas of how this may relate to the stochastic nature of thermodynamics that governs the energy household in the big world, with its famous second law affair, insisting that useful energy always deteriorates in part in useless heat. Somehow it seems I guessed something right, because in several iterations the story started to write itself. The remarkable swing of the story that emerged took me by surprise. Fast forward to late spring this year. Untreatable metastatic growth has been detected in my brain. I will die in some near future. But I also got the manuscript finished, wondering what to do with it, since in my perception it had spontaneously turned into a rather interesting text. I had been in touch with various book publishers in the past, and I decided to just send an email to Sonke Adlung at Oxford University Press with the request to have a look at it. The remainder is now history. Sonke liked it very much and decided to publish it, going into overdrive to organize the further publishing process given the limited time I still have. I am very grateful for this greatly enjoyable course of events, cheering up my last days on the planet. There are more friends that deserve a thank you. Various physics friends proofread the manuscript: Nico Poos, Dirk van der Merel, Jasper van Wezel, and Philip Phillips. I even managed to lure my brother-in-law Gerrit, an influential medical doctor, into giving it a try. To my impression, he suffered quite a bit given his limited background knowledge in physics. This book is just too challenging for the layman, as you need to be at home with the basics of modern physics, albeit it is hopefully comprehensible also without having spent 5 years of your life on academic physics coursework. There is one person that deserves special acknowledgement: Tjerk Oosterkamp. He is a colleague from Leiden, an experimental physics professor making his living mostly by building instruments. See Figure 4.2, which can be found in the print and e-book versions of this book. He is some kind of unique hybrid. On the one hand, a tinkering engineering person, but at the same time, a genuine philosopher with an appetite for nearly impossible, game-changing experiments. He got infected with the Penrosian gravitational wavefunction collapse idea a long time ago, and all along I acted as his theoretical advisor in these matters. It will become clear why I involved Tjerk quite a bit, among others asking him to have a look at early and crude versions of the story. Later he helped out with practical matters. I am especially grateful for his very thorough final fine-brush text edit before we submitted the final version to Oxford. It remains to acknowledge the many people that have cared so well for my person during the agony of the disease. This includes a little army of medical folks. Their empathy continues to astonish me. But, of course, especially those that I care most about. My dear wife, Krista, who has been my close companion for 35 years. And not to forget a very special oriental short-hair cat called Lola, that cheers up my life every night with her unrestrained affection.